The National Olympic Committee has awarded the 1996 Olympic Games to the city of Atlanta.
Hi everybody, I'm Billy Payne, and I'm so proud to now be able to officially welcome you to our Olympic family, our Olympic Games staff. As I have said so many times over the last 9 years, I'm certain that the strengths of these games, the reason we will achieve the great successes to which we all aspire, is the people of Atlanta. Those people who choose to volunteer, to unselfishly give of themselves to the Olympic movement and to the future of their own community. As I join with you now in beginning the process of becoming not only the best volunteers, not only the friendliest volunteers, not only the volunteers with the biggest smiles in Olympic history, so too must we become through this study process the most educated and trained Olympic volunteers. Because it's only that way and through the application of that hard work will we be able to deliver on the promises that we've made to the world to organize the best Olympic Games ever. So I want you to know that as we go through these next several months, as we become educated, trained, and inspired to represent our community the best way we know how, remember always that the success of these games will be measured by your own personal effort. And so as I welcome you to our team, let me say what a privilege it is for me to be on your team. And now, let's hear from Angela Robinson as she tells us more about the process of the coming months.
How can you best prepare for this exciting yet challenging experience? Hi, I'm Angela Robinson, and for the next few minutes, I will be your host as we take a look at how you can prepare and what you can expect as an Olympic Games staff member. You are about to become a part of the largest peacetime gathering in history. Along with more than 10,000 athletes from 197 countries, about 2 million visitors are expected to attend the Centennial Olympic Games. This will be an exciting time for everyone involved in staging the 1996 Olympic Games, and that is why preparation and training for your job is vital to your success. Now, your training will consist of 3 different components. The first will be one of the most important sources of information and training materials available to you, your resource kit. Now, this kit serves as your general orientation and is a 3-ring binder containing an Olympic fact book, a planning calendar, and an Olympic Games staff handbook. You will also receive an Olympic Games staff bumper sticker and a personal invitation to the dress rehearsal on July 17, 1996 for the opening ceremony. Now, this invitation will need to be redeemed for a ticket to the dress rehearsal. Additional information will be provided prior to the event. Another important aspect of your training is venue orientation. Touring your venue and seeing the layout firsthand will help you get around quickly and be as helpful as possible in answering questions for Olympic guests and Olympic Games staff team members. Now, the third component of the training program is your specific job training, where you will learn the different aspects and responsibilities of your job. The extent of this training will vary from job to job, but it is important that you participate in this segment of training in order to know how to best do your job. Your commitment to completing these training activities will be rewarded when you finally arrive on the job. ACOG appreciates your dedication and realizes the importance of every job. Whether your assignment is on the front lines or behind the scenes, you are critical to our success. Today, this venue stands empty, waiting for the athletes and the crowds and the staff that will bring it to life during the Centennial Olympic Games. Now, soon you will be working long hours, answering many questions and handling the day-to-day issues relating to your specific area. Now, every Olympic Games staff member will be assigned to an Olympic venue, which is an official site of an Olympic activity. Sporting events are held in competition venues. While these venues range in size and may be indoor or outdoor for athletes and spectators, their venues become the focal point of their participation in the Centennial Olympic Games. Now, just as important are non-competition venues where activities such as Olympic Arts Festival events, media services, Olympic family and athlete housing, athlete training, transportation, and other support services take place. Now, each venue functions as an independent unit, with its own management and operations systems. You can find a complete listing of competition and major non-competition venues in your resource kit. Similar jobs and functions such as security, transportation, and medical will operate at every Olympic venue. Now, there will also be a staffing manager or coordinator at every venue who will be able to assist you. Now, venues will generally be divided into two areas: front of the house, and that's where I'm standing now, and back of the house. Now, areas in the front of the house are areas open to and within full view of spectators, athletes, and officials. Now, back of the house areas are dedicated to venue operations, and only accredited personnel are allowed into these areas. Now, whether you attend your scheduled orientation or a makeup session, please recognize how very important it is for you to be comfortable in your venue assignment. And this includes knowing your team members, understanding venue operations, and knowing your way around the venue. Similar to the training that an athlete completes to become an Olympian, you must prepare for your Olympic experience as well. Now, during the remaining time between now and the Games, you will need to make sure that you are physically prepared, knowledgeable, and have the tools to do your job. The segment will focus on your preparation in each of these areas. Willie Banks, a four-time Olympian in the triple jump and ACOG's program director for athlete services at the Olympic Village, knows something about getting in shape for the Olympic Games. Now, your training may not need to be as rigorous as the athletes, but it is certainly important.
I'm at the Olympic Village, where thousands of athletes will live during their time here at the Olympic Games. I understand the type of preparation and training that it took for these athletes to make the Olympic team because, well, I spent 16 years myself training and preparing to be an Olympian. Just as these athletes are preparing, you too must prepare to be an Olympic Games staff member. Rest, drink fluids, eat right, and of course, enjoy your experience at the Games. You're the ones that are going to make these Games special. You're the ones that are going to make the Games happen. Welcome to the Olympic Games staff.
You also need to make sure that you have the tools needed to do your job. Now, these tools include your Olympic Games staff uniform, accreditation badge, and a venue pocket guide that you will receive at orientation. Your Olympic Games staff uniform will allow guests to identify you as someone who is there to help them. Now, the type of uniform you receive will depend on your job assignment. Most Olympic Games staff will receive a casual uniform. The shirt design and colors of this uniform will help you identify other staff members in different venue operation areas. Now, the General Games staff will have a white shirt with blue rings. Medical Games staff will have white shirts with red rings, and ushers and ticket takers will have gold rings. Sector coordinators, those who oversee issues in a specific area or venue, will wear teal shirts with blue rings. Now, the competition officials will wear white shirts with teal rings and sometimes a teal jacket. Staff members who serve as on-camera spokespersons or work closely with the International Olympic Committee, the IOC, will be issued dress uniforms. Now, staff members in protocol or related positions will receive a less formal business dress uniform. Other groups, including public information officers, bus drivers, and ticket sellers, will be in compatible uniforms. Now, be sure to familiarize yourself with the designs of the different uniforms so that you will be able to identify your team members when assistance is required. Now, due to the large numbers of uniforms to be distributed, you will be scheduled and receive a notice informing you of when to pick up your Olympic Games staff uniform. Now, the Uniform Distribution Center is located at 501 DeKalb Industrial Way in Decatur, Georgia. This facility is accessible by MARTA and will be open in June or early July. Now, remember, your notification will tell you when you will need to pick up your uniform. Wearing your uniform identifies you as being on duty, and people will assume that they can ask you questions. Therefore, it is extremely important that you do not wear the uniform before the date specified in your instructions. Now, in order for you to gain access into your venue, or in some cases very specific areas of your venue, you must have your accreditation badge. Your accreditation badge is a work permit for you only, and it grants admittance into controlled venues and restricted areas. It must be worn at all times while on duty. You cannot enter the venue without it. Your accreditation badge should be worn around your neck on the chain provided with your photograph face up. Now, this will assist other Olympic Games staff members as they do their jobs, checking badges, and help ensure your quick access into venues. Now, to keep your badge in good working condition, no pins, stickers, or other items are permitted on the badge or chain. You will also receive information on how and when to pick up your accreditation badge prior to beginning your assignment. Now, most of you will pick up your badge when you pick up your uniform. For additional information regarding accreditation, please refer to your Olympic Games Staff Handbook. Now, another resource that you will use to assist you on the job is the Venue Pocket Guide. This small reference guide will fit in the belt bag of your uniform and will contain important information about your venue and your job. You will receive this during your venue orientation. Our next segment will take a look at what you might expect during a typical day on the job as an Olympic Games staff member. And you are saying to yourself, typical day? Well, you will actually find that each and every day will be a little bit different with unique challenges and opportunities. Now, the environment will be fast-paced and ever-changing. However, there are some things you can be sure of each and every day. Okay, let's take a look at what you might expect as you begin your day. Advanced planning is very important. You need to take time out to prepare a checklist of things to do each day before coming to work. Remember, you'll need to wear a clean uniform. Be sure to bring your accreditation badge. Pack your belt bag with the Venue Pocket Guide and any other essentials. And be sure to leave a telephone number where you can be reached in case of an emergency. Now, planning is also important when it comes to getting to the venue and your assignment on time. Your transportation plan will depend, of course, upon your venue and where you live. Olympic Games staffs may use some combination of Olympic Games staff park and ride lots and shuttles. Of course, there's MARTA rail and the pedestrian corridors. Now, regardless of the transportation method you choose, everyone is strongly encouraged to carpool. Now, as you determine your transportation plans, be sure to allow extra time, especially on your first day, just to make sure you arrive on time for your shift. Now, remember, you will receive additional information about your transportation plan at venue orientation. Now, this will be a perfect opportunity to meet other team members and arrange those carpools. Now, upon arrival, you must go immediately to the staff check-in area. Now, this will let the venue staffing team know that you are in the venue and, of course, ready for your assignment. Another important reason to check in is to receive your meal coupon and any last-minute updates about your assignment. Now, you will learn the specific check-in location at venue orientation. Should you have any staffing questions or concerns, the venue staffing manager or coordinator in the check-in area is available to assist you. From check-in, you will report immediately to a designated area to meet with your supervisor and team to begin your shift. And you will likely participate in a shift kickoff meeting just to review last-minute details, any changes, or lessons learned from the previous shift. Now, your supervisor should provide you with meeting times and locations at venue orientation or when you check in for your first shift. All right, what's next? The moment you've been waiting for, you're on the job. This is what you've prepared for. Now, at this point, you should be familiar with the responsibilities of your job, familiar with your venue, and have the tools for success. Now, keep in mind, what you do on your job will impact your overall success. Now, with me today is Stuart Ash, who has worked in major international sporting events, including the 1984 Summer Olympic Games in Los Angeles. And Stuart, what impact will the Olympic Games staff members have on the overall success of the game?
Well, Angela, Olympic Games staffers will affect millions of people all over the world. For most spectators, their experience starts when they get on one of our trains or shuttle buses. The Olympic Games staff will have a big impact on that experience. How the spectators feel translates into an electricity in the venue, which affects athletes on the field of play. I think that energy is why you see so many great performances, so many world records set and broken. That intangible electricity in the air pushes athletes beyond.
Like Stewart said, what you do and how you approach your job has a tremendous impact on those you come in contact with. Okay, here are a few things to remember while on the job. First, use common sense. The skills you have learned and the resources available to all Olympic Games staff members will help you handle any problem that may arise. If you do not know the answer to a question or the right way to handle a problem, don't guess, just ask. Your supervisor or manager will be available to assist you. All right, second, take care of yourself. By taking care of yourself, you ensure that you are rested and prepared to handle any challenge that comes your way. Be sure to take your scheduled breaks, take time out to eat, drink water, and make sure that you get plenty of rest every day. Third, be safe. Safety on the job is important to ACOG, and it should be important to you. Take time to read the safety section in your Olympic Games staff handbook. And finally, never leave your post unattended, because you see, every job is important, and you should make sure your assignment is covered. Notify your supervisor if it becomes necessary to leave your post for any reason, and always check with your supervisor before you leave at the end of the day. These are simple suggestions, but important things to remember. Delivering the best customer service possible to everyone you come in contact with is the standard we want to achieve. Now, part of this goal will be met under the guidelines of the Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA. Now, this act is a federal law enacted to provide civil rights protection to persons with disabilities in areas such as employment, transportation, places of public accommodations, and telecommunications. ACOG's commitment to ensuring that all guests fully enjoy the Centennial Olympic Games is evident in the state-of-the-art facilities that have been built and in the resources that have been dedicated to planning the Olympic Games operations, with persons with disabilities in mind. And for additional information on assisting guests with disabilities, please refer to your Olympic Games staff handbook. Some of you will receive additional information in your job-specific training. Now, when you are assisting any Olympic guest, each of you has a responsibility to provide a high level of service and hospitality to ensure that all guests enjoy the Olympic Games. And finally, as the days count down to your assignment, you will find it helpful to take some time to develop your personal plan for training, transportation, uniforms, staff check-in, and emergency plans. Be sure to read Section 6 of your Olympic Games staff handbook carefully and use your planning calendar to assist you in implementing your plan. You know, by taking a few moments now, you will help make your experience a smooth one. With a few final thoughts, here's Billy Payne.
Thanks, Angela. And I know, everybody, that's a lot to learn, but I'm confident that in a very short time, we will all be prepared to help make sure that everyone who comes to the Atlanta Olympic Games will have a wonderful experience. You know, that's our most important mission, and you are our most important resource in achieving that goal. You know, you and I share a great honor, but think about it, the honor of hosting the Centennial Olympic Games. This summer, we will have the singular opportunity of seeing the world's best athletes perform in the most important competitions of their lives. We will witness moments of tremendous grace under pressure. We will cheer as records are broken and as new heroes emerge who will make those memories that we take away literally last for a lifetime. But it is you, through the hospitality, the service, and the friendship you extend, who will leave the most lasting impression on our visitors. A smile, a hand extended in friendship, will carry a positive and powerful message around the world about Atlanta and Georgia and the entire American South. It is through you that we will leave this important legacy of the 1996 Games. It's a legacy that I think we can proudly pass on to future generations. The dreams and preparations, all of them, will soon culminate in the most exciting event ever to be experienced in Atlanta and the American South. And I'm honored that you have chosen to embrace that dream along with me and to do all that you can to make it a glorious reality. And I personally thank you for joining our Olympic family, and thank you for the most treasured gift of your friendship.